Okay, today I'm assembling the Bowthy Big and Tall office chair. Back seat cushion. Got one arm, lots of padding, that's good. Got another arm, this one's blue, so I'm guessing they're color coded to make life easier. Here's the bottom seat cushion, that's real big. Got hardware. Base, it's definitely all metal. And the lever. All right, so with the bottom seat cushion, it's got the instructions, looks pretty simple. The hardware. Oh, that's nice. Actually included a full T-handle. Wheels and the piston. So the first step is to attach the wheels. Yeah, that is a nice heavy-duty base. They're plastic casters, but they do feel pretty solid. Okay, step 2 is drop in the piston. We're done with the base for now. Put front on two sides. Well, this is definitely not the front, this is the side. But it is nice that they put that there. Okay, so now set this on here, and this is also labeled front, so that's good. Now, there is something that's a little weird. So they called these bolts J and I, but these are labeled 1 and 2. So that's annoying. But I did notice that the number 1, the I, are for the sides, and we need 8 of those. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 8 of these, and then we got 6 of the number 2. So number 2 is the J. And they do have Loctite already on them, so that's good. I'm gonna need the Allen to get that Loctite threaded through. Okay, so now we're gonna drop this on the base. So now I'm going to loosely attach the armrests. So this pattern right here, this is going to go to the inside, so this definitely goes on the left. And for that I'm going to use the other bolts, which are labeled 1 or I. These are the 35 millimeter. Now I don't want to make these tight, I just want to get them on because I want to make sure that I've got enough room that I can get that backrest on. Got these started, and just about 3 or 4 threads on each. So I got the other arm, and I'm going to use the same bolts there. Looks like they put a grease on there too, which is good, so it's not gonna corrode. So now I just got to put the back on, tighten everything up, and then put these caps in. Okay, yeah. Definitely glad that I left that loose. Right now, the only thing that's holding it on are those little studs that they have stuck out of the side. I just have the arms pressed in, holding it in place. Okay, so I got all the bolts started. Now I'm just going to tighten everything down. Make sure everything is lined up properly, seated correctly. There we go. There's a lot of turns to get it tight. That's a good thing because the shallow ones don't last as long. Okay, just go ahead and throw the caps on here. Done with this side. and finish tightening this down. Again, I'm just making sure that everything is properly seated. There's pins that stick out and those have to fit inside this hole. So you don't want to try to push that in when it's not quite lined up. There you go. I think if I had to do this in the future, I'd probably just use an impact. Okay. I'm always used to these little caps popping out on their own, but these feel pretty solid. I don't think those are going anywhere. The last thing is this little adjustment knob. You can see it's got 2 holes, and those attach on the bottom. Right here. And for that, we're using the shorter 25mm bolts. It's I mean, it's like an inch long, so it's funny to think of the shorter bolts being an inch long. It's that's a good thing. That means they care. So that's it. And they gave us 1 extra of every bolt and plug. So that's a sign of a good company. And that is a nice big chair. Yeah, that thing's a monster. Nice and squishy. And that knob is the lumbar support, so it does have lumbar support. And yeah, I like the width. I love the depth for my legs. That's an awesome chair.